Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Ireland's Kurt Walker, 29 years of age, orthodox fighter. He took on Leon Woodstock, a former British and Commonwealth title challenger. This was a step up, definitely, for Walker. Walker came in with 11 wins, only 2 KOs, doesn't hit hard, no draws, no defeats. Woodstock, do you know, I've got to be honest, I thought he'd retired. He's 31 now. He's from Leicester. Well, he lives in Leicester. I think he's from London originally. He came in with 16 wins with 7 KOs, 3 defeats, but the defeats were to Archie Sharp, Zelfa Barrett and Anthony Kakache. So this guy is a very good domestic level fighter, English, British level guy. And this was his chance to really sort of get his career moving again against an undefeated guy. This fight took place at the SE Arena in Belfast, I think it's called. Like I say, Walker is the Irishman. He deserved the win. It was a majority decision. I had him winning, I think it was 97, 93 I had it, 7 rounds to 3. But it doesn't really tell the whole story. I think Walker basically, he just contained Leon Woodstock's pressure, and he managed to box very, very well for the first 8 rounds. The last 2 rounds, he looked like he was flagging a little bit, especially in the last round. But like I say, this was a jump up, because if you look at his record, apart from James Beach Jr., who's not a bad domestic fighter, he's only ever beaten journeyman. And this was a real litmus test for him. And at 29, he needs it. At 29, it's not old, but if you're thinking about titles, you want to get your skates on. So a good win for Walker. Like I say, Walker was slicker, nice straight punches, quite sharp, quite fast. Woodstock stalking. First half of the fight, I mean, it's 10 rounders. First half of the fight, I thought clearly belonged to Walker. It was then a question of, can Woodstock, put the heat on, really beat him up, maybe score a knockdown or 2. That didn't quite happen. Although it's certainly true that Woodstock was getting closer, and he was causing Walker a lot more discomfort than he was in the first half of the fight. Woodstock, orthodox fighter, didn't really throw enough punches, if I'm being honest. I mean, there were a couple of, I think, mid-rounds where he landed the odd body punch, and I thought, that's good. That's a good body punch. And then he didn't really look like he was that fussed about the body anymore. He was kind of headhunting a bit too much. Walker was still, popping and scoring. They were scoring punches, but they weren't, great punches. They weren't really causing Woodstock any discomfort. Like I say, he's a light puncher, and Woodstock with 7 KOs in 16 victories isn't a big puncher either. But he was far more experienced. Like I say, I mean, he'd fought for the Commonwealth title when he lost to Zelfa Barrett. He'd fought for the British title when he lost to Kakache. And against Sharp, that was a 10-rounder. I don't think he's ever come close to being stopped. I think he was on the floor against Kakache, but not, it was not really a major knockdown. Tough guy, Leon Woodstock. And he's got that sort of domestic level gatekeeper look about him. He'll always give you work. He'll always give you rounds. Now, was this a fight that with a bit more output he could have won? Maybe. Put it this way, if it was a 12-rounder, because of the way Walker would really slowed down in the last couple of rounds, especially the 10th round, if there'd been another 2 rounds, Woodstock might have got him. But over a 10-rounder, you've got to start quick. If you're going to have that water on rock effect, that erosional thing going on, where you're putting the mental pressure on, you're draining the guy mentally, you're physically making him fight at a pace he doesn't want to fight at, you've got to start real quick in a 10-rounder. Those 2 rounds, extra 2 rounds, can make all the difference. Although, at the same time, you have to give Walker a lot of credit. Walker did his thing. He did his thing. He's got some skills. I'm not too sure whether he's going to go beyond British level or maybe fringe European level, because he just doesn't quite have any power. There isn't a lot of power there. And at 29, it's not as if he's sort of a young man waiting, like a kid waiting to get his man strength or whatever, that the power may increase. But having said that, Woodstock is a durable guy and has proven it in the past, and he didn't come close to being stopped this time round. Like I say, it was a majority decision, 95-95. I think that's a bit too kind to Woodstock. But this doesn't look like the end for Woodstock. If he can score a win over another, like an undefeated fighter, he may yet get a chance to get the English title, or maybe even fight for the British. So yeah, you know, this was a good scrap. A good. By the way, these are super featherweights. I should have pointed that out earlier. So yeah, the British scene's pretty good. It's pretty good. But Kurt Walker moves on. Woodstock, a bit of a step backwards, but still in the mix. Never stopped. 4 defeats now, but he's never been stopped. So that shows his chin and his durability and his engine. And he has got a good engine, but he needs to increase the output. And he needs to put that pressure on from the opening seconds of the opening round if he's fighting a fresher guy. So yeah, what did you think of this fight? Like I say, it was over in Belfast. Let me know what you think. Let me know, how far do you think Kurt Walker can go? I think he's British level at the moment. Anything beyond that, the jury's still out. And Woodstock, you got any opinions on Woodstock? Who would you put him in with next? Who would you put Walker in with next? Let me know if you've got any thoughts. Comments below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button as well. You're helping us out a great deal and it costs you nothing, doesn't it? Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. More to come later today, and bye for now.